long-awaited trilogy between Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway is finally happening. These two legends are headlining UFC 318 later this month, and this time, it's not just a fight, it's for the BMF title. Looking back, Dustin shared some heartfelt thoughts about his journey in MMA. He admitted he never imagined that he, Max and Conor McGregor would grow into some of the UFC's biggest superstars. It's wild to think about. Back in 2012, Dustin first faced Max and won by first-round submission. 2 years later, he went up against Conor McGregor and suffered a first-round TKO loss. That part of his journey shaped who he is today.
When you first faced Max and Conor, was there ever a time you could have convinced yourself, like, yeah, we'd be three of the biggest stars the UFC's ever seen?
No. And even when Conor beat me, of course I watched his rise. He was on fire coming in, knocking people out. And even after he beat me, I was like, I don't think he beat me. And I was like, I don't think this guy is who he says he is. And then he went on to do the things he's done. And I could have, and on the Max side, like I could have never, after me armbarring and Triangle and Max when he was a young kid, to go on to win championships and be around this long and hold all these records, no clue.
It's kind of amazing, honestly, what you guys have accomplished.
Yeah, we've been around a long time.
Dustin didn't stop there. He also gave his thoughts on a potential mega fight between current welterweight champ Jack Della Maddalena and Islam Makhachev. Talking to MMA Junkie, Dustin opened up. He said, we're going to find out pretty quickly, like in the first or second round, how much trouble Islam will have trying to get Jack to the ground. If Islam gets those takedowns, he believes Islam will probably walk away with the win. But if Jack can stuff them, and he does have good takedown defense, then Islam could be in real trouble. Dustin pointed out that Jack's boxing, along with his size, might wear Islam down. But there's something different about Islam's striking. It's awkward and it throws fighters off. Dustin explained that when you're constantly worried about a takedown, it changes everything. You can't plant your feet, throw your combos, and go for power, because at any moment the guy could shoot. Dustin knows that feeling, he's lived it. It changes the way you fight. You're lighter on your feet, always moving. You're trying not to be a sitting target. Dustin ended by saying the first 2 rounds will tell the story of that fight. Now let's talk about Mauricio Ruffy. This guy's got fire in his heart. He says he wants to fight Ilia Topuria to avenge Charles Oliveira, not just for himself, but for Brazil. Ruffy said, Brazil gave me a mission, Charles's fans gave me a mission, and I'm a fan too. He warned Topuria, enjoy your time now, celebrate your moment, because after 1 or 2 fights, I'll be waiting. You'll see me in the octagon. Then there's Bilal Muhammad. He's not just talking, he's calling people out with real intensity. According to him, he made Kamaru Usman cry on an unaired episode of the Pound for Pound podcast. That's right, real tears. He told Homer Fight, I made him cry, threw some verbal shots, then boom, it all vanished. The episode disappeared, deleted, gone from the cloud. He's suspicious. Maybe if their fight gets booked, that lost podcast clip will come back, like the infamous Conor vs. Khabib bus moment. Belal doubled down, saying he cried, man. I saw the tears. Maybe that's why it got taken down. Maybe he's out there trying to use AI or something to make it disappear. He accused Usman of having a huge ego and said the moment he realized he's not the same fighter he once was, it broke him. In Belal's mind, this is the perfect matchup. The back and forth, the deleted podcasts, the long history. Belal says he'd dominate Usman. He's been watching him for years, knowing deep down that he matches up well. Belal said confidently, you're not taking me down, you're not outstriking me, you don't have better cardio than me. He feels Usman's ducking him, calling for 185-pound title fights and trying to dodge the real challenge. Bilal didn't hold back, called him delusional. Let's shift to UFC 317. Gregory Rodrigues scored a brutal KO against Jack Hermansson, but it wasn't all cheers. After the knockout, Gregory landed a hammer fist, even though Jack was clearly unconscious. That triggered some backlash, but Paul Felder stood up for him. He explained that fighters are acting on instinct. In that moment, they don't always realize the guy is out. It's fast, it's emotional, it's survival.
To see Jack get put down that bad was scary, but what a comeback, man, for Rodrigues to get back into the win column with that. I've been there and I've done that to guys. Was it necessary? Absolutely not. You're in there fighting, man. Like when people get on these guys, I'm like, it's so
super necessary.
Your mind is in such a different place. You know what I mean, Michael. It's hard to when you're just like, stay the down. That's all you're thinking in your head. I don't want to give you any second of a chance to wake back up.
I've never slept anyone in the UFC. I've stopped lots of people, but I've never cracked them, slept them, and then gone on. One more.
Yeah, I did exactly that too. The only person I've ever slept was Castillo with the back fist, and he was like a board. And I ran up and hammer fist him right in the face, because that was the biggest win of my career at that point. We were at the MGM. I remember thinking, when I saw it, look back, and he was out like on the ground, it's a split second reaction. And I remember thinking, oh no, you're not gonna, people don't realize, like, he doesn't look as dead to me when I'm in there fist fighting the guy. When he's down, I'm like, I'm gonna make sure you're down. So I got a lot of for that one back in the day.
Meanwhile, Joe Pyfer, he's frustrated. He just beat Kelvin Gastelum by decision, and yet he's still not ranked in the middleweight division, and that makes no sense to him. Talking to MMA Junkie, Pyfer said, I want someone in the top 15. I don't care who exactly. There are a lot of names, but most are already booked. I gotta wait. He hopes to fight again around September or October, but made it clear UFC doesn't really care what fighters want. They offer you fights and you take them. That's how it goes. Still, Pyfer thinks it's crazy. He's 5'1", just beat a legend who's in the Hall of Fame for his fight against Israel Adesanya, and yet not in the top 15? You've got guys who are 3-2 in the rankings, he said. That's ridiculous. Arman Tsarukyan also shared his thoughts on Ilia Topuria, and this one might surprise people. Arman said Ilia is actually an easier fight for him than Charles Oliveira. That's coming from someone who just fought Charles in April and won by split decision.
I'm gonna strike him, I'm gonna kick him. I watched his first fight, and he was wrestling a little bit. He got tired so much, and he never fought his wrestlers like me. Bruce Mitchell, or what's his name? Bruce
Mitchell.
Bryce Mitchell, he's the worst fighter in 145. He took him down and like hold him from the crazy position. I can tell he's not high level. I mean, it's not WWE. I can't wait to show like everybody.
You said Bryce Mitchell's the worst fighter at 145. Huh?
I mean, he's did you watch his fights?
I did. I've watched his fights.
His kicks, like, he think he's kicking the ball, I think.
Like soccer?
Like soccer, yeah.
You're so crazy, Arman. You're crazy.
I'll send Topuria back to top 15 pound for pound. For me, it's easier to fight Topuria than Oliveira. And then you can like just go like 1,000 times to take him down, because he's not gonna try to choke you or something, you know?
Then we had Tom Aspinall picking his favorite knockout in UFC history.
Favorite knockout in the entire UFC would be, I think, Gregory Rodrigues versus Korean Zombie. I've never seen it before or since, so I really like that one.
Now, Ilia Topuria, the man of the hour, sat down with TMZ Sports and talked about possibly defending his lightweight title against Paddy Pimblett, and wow, he didn't hold back. Ilia said, I don't think Paddy gets out of the first round. He believes it would be one of the easiest fights he could take in the division. He told fans, sure, it's exciting, I'd enjoy every second of it, but it would be easy. He even joked about how he'd finish it, maybe a triangle choke from Mount, maybe something flashier. Then he said, and as I told him before, I'll put my balls on his forehead. Oof. But the drama didn't stop there. Daniel Cormier has been facing serious backlash this week over comments he made about Ilia Topuria. On Good Guy, Bad Guy, DC claimed that Ilia came from a wealthy family, just like Arman Tsarukyan.
So when I talked to Ilia, I was talking to him about his $2 million gym that he has in his house, and I go, well, man, now you might have money now after these 2 wins, but before I'm like, how do you have so much money? Come to find out, Ilia got family money. Ilia's rich. Hey, Ilia's got family money, and then Tsarukyan, I saw Tsarukyan just housing $1,000 a bite of caviar. He's just housing like caviar. Like, Arman's like rich. Could you imagine 2 rich dudes fighting for a UFC title? Like 2 rich dudes that didn't get their money in fighting would be the craziest thing, because rich dudes don't fight.
People were quick to call him out. A clip resurfaced of Ilia's interview with Ariel Helwani, where he talked about working 4 jobs to support himself.
I was working because I had to pay all the competitions. I was working in 4 works. I had 4 works. I was working because I had to pay all the competitions because it wasn't free.
What were the jobs, the 4 jobs? One was a cashier, right, at Stradivarius. Stradivarius?
Yeah. It's a story of clothes story. Clothes story.
Okay.
And I was doing grappling classes in another gym. I was working in La Playa, on the beach. On the beach,
yeah.
And I was working on securities on the weekends.
DC saw that clip and admitted he messed up. He reposted it on X and wrote, "Damn, I was wrong. I think Chael told me this and I should know better than to listen to Chael. He got me again." People online were calling DC weird for spreading that kind of misinformation, especially about someone like Ilia, who really did struggle and grind his way to the top. And that's where we wrap things up. So much happening in the world of MMA right now, from Dustin and Max's emotional journey to Bilal's fiery challenge, Ilia's bold confidence, and even DC's public apology. The UFC is never short of drama, passion, and unforgettable moments. Thanks for watching.